Educational issues in the context of globalization. Globalization, globalized world, these words are common nowadays. Even the school students will tell globalization and globalized world. What does it mean? Whenever I ask this question, what is globalization? Most of the people will tell that the whole universe has become a globe. That is globalization. Is it globalization? The whole universe was a globe in the past too. Then what is globalization? As a question, we can give globalization this definition. Globalization is the process by which an event or concept in a particular country or the region gets an influencing power and access all over the world on the spot with the advancement in transportation and information technology. We have got lots of advancements in transportation and information technology. See, when a theory was introduced in a particular country in the past, especially in European countries, it took 100 years or 50 years to reach a country like India in the past. But after the emergence of this advancement in the transportation and information technology, now a theory introduced in a European country can reach a country like India within minutes. So whatever thing happens in a particular country or whatever thing happens in a particular region has got an influence on other areas like dress code, dress style, hairstyle, everything. Everything has got an influencing power in other part of world on this spot. So globe has been or had been a globe. Universe had been a globe. Though it had been a globe, people never felt that it was a globe, because a person had to travel for months and months to reach another country in the past. But after the discovery of aeroplanes, within hours you can reach another country. Just like you're moving your finger from one country to another country in a globe. So this is globalization. Because of the advancement in the field of transportation and information technology, now anything happens in a particular country has got an influencing power on the spot in another country. And this phenomena is called globalization. Now we can look at the positive impact of globalization on education. The most important positive aspect is that it has created opportunities for studying in foreign universities. Nowadays, a student from India can study in Canada, can study in England, can study in America. Because the distance between countries has been reduced. If you have got talent and if you have got money, you can get admitted in foreign universities. From the underdeveloped countries, students can get admitted in universities in developed countries. This is a fantastic opportunity created by globalization. We cannot deny that. And it has created thousands of options for selecting a course. In the past, if you did B.Ed, there was only one option, to be a teacher in a school. But nowadays, there are multinational companies, and multinational companies are in requirement of or in search of mentors, mentors of the employees, because in multinational companies employees will also always be in tension. They have got some psychological problems, so they need some mentors. If you learn psychology in a better manner, even after completing B.Ed course, you can get appointed as a mentor in a multinational company. The globalization has created thousands of options for selecting a course. I mean, not only career, course also, because there are a number of courses. In the past, you could select only a few courses available in your particular country. But nowadays, if you want to do a different course which is available in another country, you can go for that course. So it has created thousands of options for selecting a course. I told earlier, it has made it possible for a student from an underdeveloped country to get admitted in an advanced institution developed country. Okay, is a positive aspect. Then here comes another positive aspect. It has made it possible for exchanging the resource internationally. Now universities from different countries sign in some MOUs, memorandum of understanding. If a university from Japan signs in a memorandum of understanding with a university in Kerala, then you can exchange human resources. The teachers from Kerala can go to Japan and teach the students of the university in Japan, and the teachers of Japan can come to India and teach the students of the particular university with which the university has signed in a memorandum of understanding. So we can get better resources, we can exchange resources internationally. And if you have got some better facilities, some better technology for being used in educational field, if you have got, then you can brought that facility to another country. So it has made it possible for exchanging the resources internationally. Then now you can exchange human resource as well as material resource internationally. That is also a possibility created by globalization. Then it has opened a vast world of careers all over the world. That is what I told earlier. Now after completing B.Ed, you have got different options. In the past, you could be able to be a teacher in a school, but now you can be a psychological mentor for the employees of a multinational company. So even if you are living in a minute village of your country, if you have got some capacity, then you have got more opportunities. You can go abroad and you can get better salary. See, look at Google. Who is the CEO of Google? A person from Tamil Nadu. He once told that for traveling from Tamil Nadu to America to join the company first time, he had to spend the whole salary of his father for the plane ticket. So it is possible now. You have got more opportunities, career opportunities all over the world after this globalization. Then it has converted educational institutions into real centers for promoting international understanding. As we told earlier, one of the pillars of education according to UNESCO is learning to live together. Now, if you go to some universities, just an example, our Calicut University. In Calicut University campus, you can see students from Tanzania, you can see students from Nigeria, you can see students from Kashmir, you can see students from Palestine, you can see students from Afghanistan. When all these students from different countries come together, educational institutions become real centers of international understanding or international brotherhood. People start thinking that regardless to the international borders, we are brothers and sisters as human beings. So educational institutions have become real centers for promoting international understanding and international fraternity, international brotherhood after this globalization. Because people from different countries study together in a particular institution and they stay together in a particular hostel in the same room. So all these are possible now. And it has introduced a variety of different curricula on the basis of comparative studies all over the world. Now we have got different curricula such as flipped classroom, positive teaching, language across curriculum. So nowadays people from different countries can make some comparative studies. For example, if you make a comparative study of curricula in India and curricula in America, then you can merge the curricula and you can introduce a new curriculum. So you can borrow ideas from other countries and you can create a new curriculum. So there are lots of curricula now. When I was a child, when I was a youngster, there were only a few types of curricula. But nowadays you can see different types of curricula. And this is because of this globalization. Then it has made it possible to attend a class given by an expert in other side of the globe by sitting in one's own home through online classes. Now, academia or academic activities have become some activities on the go. Even by sitting inside a bus, you can attend an online course given by an expert from America, from USA, from UK, from Canada, from Australia, from Nigeria, from South Africa, from Japan, from China. So from different countries, experts are in different countries. So nowadays you can get a class from the expert from another country by sitting inside your home. Again, a positive aspect of globalization. Then it has created an internationally accepted version of English, the international language. This is something important. See, we may not be able to follow BBC English. We may not be able to follow the native English of the people. In the past, only the people who lived in some European countries were able to follow the English spoken by European people. But after the emergence of globalization, there is an international version of English language which can be followed by any man in any part of the world if he learns English language. So there is an international version of English language now, and this is a product of globalization. So if you learn that particular version of English language, you can travel wherever you want. You can get admitted in any university in this world. So again, another positive impact of globalization. Then it has changed the role of the teacher and learner. The teacher should make the student professionally flexible and highly productive in accordance with global standard. Now the teacher's role is not to teach the content included in the textbook. The teacher's role is to learn about the international trends, to learn about the international scope of opportunities, international scope of job opportunities. And he should mold and he should shape the students to be accepted by that international academic community. So he should know about the latest trends in the world. And the students' standard should be international. And the learners should try to clarify the doubts by prompting the teachers. Learners should not sit passive. because they should improve their standard at international level. Otherwise, they will be thrown out of the mainstream of the society. Now, you can get appointed not only in your country. Sometimes you may not have any job opportunity in your country. Then you have to go abroad. If you have to go abroad and get some career there, some employment there, you should you should develop yourselves at an international level. You should get some international standard, and for that you should clarify your doubts by asking your teachers. The role of teacher and the students have changed, and this is also an after effect of globalization. Then, as a result of globalization, the quality assurance policies used by corporates and service organizations have become the mechanisms for evaluation in the field of education. Now we evaluate students not on the basis of the answers written by them in examinations, but now we evaluate them by looking at their management capacity, by looking at their organizing capacity, by looking at their ability to communicate in international language, by looking at their stress management skill, by looking at their crisis management skill. All these are part of corporates, business management groups. So we have accepted such criteria for evaluating our students. Again, a positive aspect of globalization. Then it has introduced the concept of digital library. Now we have got internet. Now we have got different online sources. So if you want to make our students cope up with the global standard, we should make them read such books written by some experts in European countries or in some well-advanced countries. So books are available online. They should be able to browse online. They should be able to analyze different blogs and articles written in websites. So this globalization has introduced digital library. Now we can get each and everything online. Another positive impact of globalization. Now we can look at the negative impact of globalization on education. The first and foremost negative impact is cultural imperialism. Cultural imperialism is more dangerous than physical imperialism. In the past, Britishers conquered our country, India. But it was not so dangerous, but they made use of modern education for injecting their culture in our country. Similarly, colonial powers or advanced countries accept some tricks to impose their culture in some other countries. And education has been used as a weapon for this cultural imperialism. If you get education in a European country, then when you come back, you might have become an European. You have become a European in culture, and you will try to spread this culture in your country. So cultural imperialism is a negative impact of globalization. Then brain drain. This is something painful. Highly talented people from underdeveloped countries seek better meadows in developed countries. I have told you the example of Sundar Pichai from Tamil Nadu. Now he is the CEO of Google. Actually, he was born in India. He was educated in India, but his service is not available for India, because in India he would get only a low salary. So his service is not available in our country, and this is brain drain. talented people will go abroad from underdeveloped countries to developed countries because they get more salary, they get more remuneration, they get more facilities, they get better life. And this is another negative impact of globalization. The two categories of society are created. In the past, also two categories were haves and have-nots. But in the past, it was in the case of financial status, rich people and poor people. And nowadays, after the emergence of globalization, haves and have-nots are in the case of technology. People who have got smartphones and people who haven't got smartphones, people who have got Apple phone, people who haven't got Apple phone, people who have got better internet connection, people who haven't got any internet connection. Again, haves and have-nots. And if you have to enjoy the opportunities given by globalization or provided by globalization, you should get better instruments, you should get better smartphones, you should get better internet connection. So it has created two categories of society, another negative impact. Then emergence of impractical strategies, and this is very important. This is something dangerous. See, if you look at some developed countries and if you see some curriculum there, sometimes that particular curriculum may not be practical in your social condition. So people are thinking about utopian ideas. People are trying to implement some strategies which are not suitable for their social conditions just for imitating the European countries or the developed countries. And when you implement such strategies in your country, such strategies become utter failures. You have to think about the social condition in your country. You have to think about the facilities in your country. You have to think about the geographical backgrounds in your country. You have to think about the educational backgrounds of the parents in your country. You have to think about the internet connection in your country before implementing a particular educational strategy in your country. If you blindly imitate Westerners, if you blindly imitate some other countries, and if you accept some strategies, teaching strategies or educational strategies without thinking about the practicability, then it will be utter failure. It will create some negative impact. Then unaffordable burden for children, as we told in the case of urbanization. Now people compel their children to learn English language because it is an international language. But some children may not be able to learn the language during their childhood days and it becomes a nightmare for them. And sometimes they may show some psychological problems. One of my relatives told me an incident. His friend's daughter had got severe headache, and then they consulted different doctors and no one could cure the headache, though they gave different tablets. And later they approached a psychologist and she counseled the daughter, the child, and she found that the real reason behind the headache was her lack of ability to speak in English language. She had been admitted in an English medium school by her parents, but she was not able to follow English language. She was not able to write the assignments in English language, and it became a problem for her. And because of this psychological disorder, she started feeling headache. So this is happening there. So it has created some unaffordable burden for children. Then dominance of white collar jobs. Now no one is ready to do any local works. Each and everyone is in search of white collar jobs. And everyone has forgotten dignity of labor. Once, the famous Russian writer Tolstoy was traveling on a train. He was standing at a railway station. Then a train came. One middle-aged lady came there. She detrained, and she had got some luggage. Looking at the Tolstoy, she felt that he was a coolie, he was a porter. And she called Tolstoy and told him to carry the luggage to outside. Tolstoy just carried the luggage on his shoulder to outside. The lady just put some coin from her purse, and she was just to give the coins to Tolstoy. She just looked at the face of the man and she realized that it was Tolstoy. She told, "I am sorry, sir. I hadn't recognized you." Then Tolstoy told, "It's okay. I did my work and you gave me my remuneration." So each and every job has got its own dignity. But this dignity of labor is not recognized by modern youth. They are not ready to do any local works. Each and every person is in search of white collar jobs after this globalization. Another negative impact of globalization. So these are some positive aspects and negative aspects of globalization in the case of education. I'll be back with another video. Till then, have a nice day.